What's up everyone, this is Artemis bringing you another playthrough. This time this is going to be on The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And for those of you who do not know, this is actually a prequel to Ocarina of Time. There's actually a chronological timeline that was just released recently by Shigeru Miyamoto. A lot of fan speculation and much controversy was going around in regards to a Zelda timeline. But now it's official with the release of this Hyrule Historia book that he just recently released. Now, I've been an avid fan of the Zelda franchise for a long time. I remember the first time I got Ocarina of Time, or Ocarina of Time. Probably one of the best graphically looking games for that gen that I received as a Christmas present back when I was a kid. So I have a lot of love with this series, and you know, thumbs up if you enjoy Zelda, because, well, you know, Zelda rocks, plain and simple. It's one of my favorite franchises. Now, this is the first time that I am actually trying this challenge on Hero mode. Yes, you heard me right. I am not going to be recording this playthrough on the standard mode. I have already completed the game and I loved it, and I just wanted to do a Hero mode playthrough. It sounds fun and probably will be a huge challenge, so don't be surprised if the playthrough turns out to be a bit slow going at first. I'm not entirely sure how challenging this is going to be, but I guess we'll figure that out, won't we? And as you can see from these cutscenes, it's a pretty interesting game. And, you know, graphically, it's probably one of the best Zelda games to date. And if you notice, my Hero Mode playthrough from starting the game, if you notice, my Hero Mode playthrough is actually a few minutes into the game. It's right near the point in which you first get to enter town. So I actually had to start a regular playthrough first of the game. But in my next video and every video that precedes this, that I'll be starting my Hero playthrough. I just wanted to get that out of the way and let people know. So, you know, a lot of Zelda games always, you know, start off with some, you know, sort of generic storyline. I found Skyward Sword, the story actually to be pretty interesting. It has quite a few, you know, a couple plot twists and stuff, and the characters are a little bit more humanized, I guess you could say. Zelda is, you know, she's not the typical damsel in distress type princess, you know, that you see in other Zelda games. She has a little bit more of a humanity emotion to her, per se, and you'll see about that, you know, as we get further in the game here. And here we are. This is Zelda. This is Link's room. You know, kind of a staple of Zelda games is you always start off in the his room. And we got a letter here. And it's a letter from Zelda. Better not keep me waiting. And I like the expressions and everything in the characters and everything. This is definitely the most graphically enhanced game, for sure, you know, in the Zelda franchise so far. And one of the things I like about starting this game in Hero Mode is that all of your bugs that you captured in your previous game transfer over. So that makes things, you know, a bit more easy as far as upgrades and stuff, and you'll see that in my next video. Every enemy in the game actually does double the damage now. This is not like a Master Quest version of the game from, you know, Ocarina of Time. All the enemy placements are relatively the same, but each one does like double the amount of damage, including bosses. So, you know, it's not easy. It's going to be a challenge. In addition, which I find is going to be a real challenge, is you can no longer gain hearts anymore in the wild from like cutting grass, breaking pots. You actually have to come fully prepared with bottles, and you have to conserve your hearts as much as possible. And, you know, one of the things that you might find that helps you out more in this mode is those guardian potions, which I did not have to use that much in my previous playthrough. You know, so you probably will end up using those quite a lot in this game. Like I said, this is my first time you know, playing hero mode, so the playthrough might be a little slow going. It might be, you know, it might take me a little bit to beat some of the areas, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. And, you know, there is also some extra secret dialogue that you will discover that is not in the main game. And I'm kind of interested in that, to see what extra dialogue they've actually included. This is certainly going to be fun, and we'll see how truly hard it is. And so here we go. So as you can see, I'm now outside of the academy. This is Skyloft. This is basically the like your hub town for like pretty much everywhere you go. There's actually only one town. It's different than the other Zelda games. There's only one big, huge, you know, town in the game. So, and this is basically the town that you'll be heading to and from, you know, as you're, you know, going through the dungeons and stuff to collect items and upgrade your equipment, or, you know, whatever, you know. I'm just checking out everything. I find this funny. You can actually sit on the toilet and it actually flushes. So the first thing we want to do, this is basically the tutorial sessions of the game. The first thing you want to do is you want to talk to this guy right here, and he'll give you a tutorial on how to use the Wii Motion Plus control to you know, pick up barrels and be able to throw them, or you know, roll them. So this is a tutorial on that, and it's pretty interesting. You know, I actually had quite fun in this game because, you know, you use the Wii Motion controls to play it, so it's different than using just a regular controller, you know. I will admit though, some of the you know, the mini games, like some of the, you know, later mini games, like specifically that one where you have to play the music tunes. Everyone probably knows what I'm talking about if they've actually played this game. That was a real bitch. I'll tell you that right now. That took me forever to complete, but hopefully the mini games and everything doesn't change in the hero mode. That would just be, I probably wouldn't even be able to complete them if that was the case. That would just be terrible. So here you are. You pick up this first barrel. No problem, and you can actually gain access to, I believe, a red ruby right here. Press A to pick up a barrel, and press A to throw it. If you hold the Wii remote up and swing it, you could throw whatever you're carrying. And if you could roll small items like pots by holding the Wii remote down and swinging it. So basically, if you hold the Wii remote up, and then you know, kind of give it just a little snap, you know, of your wrist, you can throw things. And if you hold it down, like you're rolling a bowling ball, and you move your arm up, then you can you know, roll things. It's kind of interesting, actually. And, you know, this stamina meter that's actually depleting, you have to be careful of that. At the beginning of the game, you don't have much stamina, so you have to, when your stamina meter depletes, you'll, you know, drop whatever you're carrying and it cause damage or whatever, you know, or if you're on a ledge, you'll fall off, so you got to be careful about that. So we bring this barrel right over to this lady right here. That's his name, Fledge. So this whole first part of the section of the game is actually about the wing ceremony. It's an event that all knights from the academy have to undertake in order to become a full-fledged knight, apparently. That's kind of how the story begins. And this video is mainly just going to focus on, you know, the tutorials, you know, getting as many of the rubies optional tasks as you can right now. Like right now, just completing this, you can get a 20 ruby for 20 rubies, or rupees, how you want to pronounce that. And there was also, as you saw in my before, there's also actually a ruby in your closet too. If you open up your closet in the room, you can get a 5 ruby. That's why I have 25 rubies right now. And see, that's how you basically use the Wii remote, you know, to be able to throw pots and roll them. You know, for the most part, the Wii controls, you know, have been pretty responsive on this game, but sometimes, every now and then, you know, when you're trying to use the beetle bug and, you know, stuff like that, other extra items that you'll get later in the game, they sometimes get, you know, unresponsive, and it's kind of a pain, you know, but there's a way of remedying that by pushing the down arrow button that, you know, centers your basically your control in the middle of the screen. And I'm just basically going around talking to everybody, like I always do on all these video games. This is where he teaches you how to look around with the C button. That's basically, you know, just kind of similar to Ocarina of Time. It puts you into first person mode. There's really not much you can do. You know, most of the doors are all locked at this point. You can't access many doors right now. I'm just, you know, going around searching, talking to everybody I possibly can. Because they all, you know, provide valuable information and stuff. A knight's uniform. Oh yeah. Can't wait for that. And that's, you know, of course, going to be the, you know, the typical Link outfit. You know, you get the green hat and the green robe and all that. Here's a bath. And I think I'm going to go take a wash. Let's see, is there any towels that are in here? Nope. And I'm in the water. It's actually been quite a while since I've played my last game, so I kind of have to get used to the controls a little bit. But I definitely remember it was a challenge. The Thunder Lightning, or what is it called? The Lightning Thunder Dragon round or something like that, is actually the hardest challenge in this game by far, and I just barely managed to beat it. And that was in normal mode. I can't imagine how hard that must be in hero mode, so I guess we'll see when we get there. That's, you know, end game. That's close to the end of the game, so. Alright, I think it's time to exit this place and go outside, get some fresh air. Here we are. And you see the gates are actually closed. You can't actually go into town yet. And you can throw some of these pots to gain some extra rubies, which is what I'm doing right now. And this is going to be another tutorial after I save here. These are the bird statues that you'll find throughout the game. This is pretty much how you save. You'll find them in towns. Or like not, there's actually only specifically one town in this game, but you'll find them in towns and dungeons and stuff like that. So, all right, now this is like the next tutorial where they teach you how to, you know, pretty much just jump and on boxes and stuff like that, which is pretty easy. It's not too difficult. And Z targeting and all that crap. Now you just basically have to jump up like that. Pretty easy. He's telling you, you know, that if you hold down the A button, that's how you dash in the game, and that's also how you climb up to higher ledges. Which is a very, very basic, you know, control that you'll be using throughout the whole game, so. Now that bubble above his head indicates that he actually has like an optional side quest for you to complete. So whenever you see like bubbles like that above any of the NPC's heads, that means they have some kind of optional task for you to complete. So, and this particular one is you have to find this his pet named Mia, which is on this roof over here. And this is actually another tutorial. This kind of shows you how to you know, move along on ledges and stuff like that, and you'll see. So I'm on it. So here we go. Basically, you just want to jump, run, and then you can climb on the ledge. And then you have to move. Now you'll notice that the stamina gauge will deplete, and if it depletes all the way, you'll actually fall off the ledge, so you gotta be careful. And you know, later on in the game, you do get like, you know, stamina pots and stuff like that that'll actually increase your stamina gauge. Or, you know, regeneration, stamina regeneration, and stuff like that. So. And the next tutorial, of course, is, you know, moving boxes. That's pretty basic. We just move this box over here. And then we climb on up. Now you gotta remember, you have to have a running head start in order to climb up on boxes. It's a little bit different than other Zelda games. Let me pick up Mia. Now you don't want to throw Mia, otherwise you'll fail. I've actually done that before. I threw him, and I failed the optional quest, and I had to do it over. So what you want to do is you just want to walk down through here, and then go right up to him with Mia in your hand, and you complete it. So the next main objective is pretty much to go head towards Zelda, because you can't go anywhere else. So. Well, the remnant creatures are basically the Mia is who I just rescued as a remnant creature, but like at night, like this game does have a like a time cycle, like a lot of other Zelda games, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and all those other ones. And like during the night, the remnants will actually attack you, and you'll find out about that, later. But they don't cause that much damage. They're just kind of annoying. They come after you in town, and they're like the only creature that can actually attack you in town. So we're gonna talk to this guy right here. Fixing the gate. So he teaches you how to save, basically. That's the last tutorial in this area. So, and these stamina fruits that you get actually replenish your stamina. So like if you're running, and you have to run into the stamina fruits, they'll keep you your stamina replenished as you're running. So we're going to save now, and we're going to head up to Zelda, which is up to the goddess statue, towards the goddess statue, up here. Now I'm actually going to turn the volume up because I want you to hear this cutscene. The music in this game is fantastic. This harp will actually take take place in the game as, being a pretty important item that you'll be using throughout the game. I really, really love the Zelda that they made in this game. They actually created her more like a human. She has more human characteristics. She's not just like a damsel in distress, waiting to be saved, or like a princess type character. She actually has more emotion to her. She gets angry and stuff like that. So, out of all the Zeldas that I've seen in all the games, I actually like her probably the most. And this cutscene is actually quite long, but it's introducing you to Zelda, of course, and it's different, than other games. It's like Zelda is actually Link's childhood friend in this game. And you're trying to prepare yourself for the wing ceremony. She's like, Link recently hasn't been practicing much at all for the ceremony. And even when he's out riding his Lofty, he's just lazily gliding around. I don't know what he's thinking. He's going to have to be in perfect control of his bird to win today. Now, if you pay very close attention to the story, you will actually uncover, you know, parts of the history between, you know, the actual chronological timeline of the Zelda franchise. Like, this is the very beginnings of, you know, how the world and creation and everything was, you know, constructed. Like, the goddess, there's a certain goddess named Hylia, and she was actually the goddess before, Zelda came into play, or before Hyrule Field was established and all that stuff. So there's a lot of history actually in this game that connects a lot of the games. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I can't wait for the next actual 3D like Zelda game. I actually do. The one I just recently got was actually a Link Between Worlds, and that's actually a direct sequel storyline to A Link to the Past. So I'm very psyched, you know, to play that game. But of course, it's more of a classical Zelda game, so it's a bit different. This, I believe, is, you know, the most graphically enhanced Zelda game to date. So they haven't really created any you know, 3D Zelda game yet, so. So she's worried that I'm not going to be able to become a knight. Yeah, right. Hey man, I flew all over the damn sky, freaking went through the thundercloud and everything. I think I'm pretty well prepared for this. Oh, this is hilarious. I love this cutscene right here. This part of the watch this. It says, you are going to learn whether you like it or not. Now get your ass off the damn bridge, like jump. I mean, seriously. I mean, why would Zelda, you know, push Link, you know, off of a freaking ledge like that? You know, I mean, you're like freaking miles. I mean, God, that's so mean. I mean, what if he like gets killed or something? You know, I mean, Jesus, that's a long drop. And she's just, you know, looking on. He's just falling. Of course, when he finds out that, you know, he can't summon his bird, then she goes to the rescue. And she's actually the one that rescues Link. Imagine that. That's a little different than a lot of Zelda games. So apparently that didn't go out as planned. So it's obviously at this point that your loft wing is actually hidden somewhere, and you have to go find out, you know, where it's being trapped. Because normally the tradition, being able to use those, or being able to whistle, will you know, summon your loft wing, and you'll be able to fly with it. But because the loft wing didn't come to Link, that means it's you know, trapped somewhere. And that's the first objective, is to locate your loft wing for the wing ceremony. Find out what's keeping it trapped or whatever. And now the bells are ringing. I also like, you know, like I told you before, that there's a time scale in this game, and it's very similar to Majora's Mask. Like, a lot of the characters will, you know, do different things during time, and, you know, you might find different people, you know, opening up shops at different time frames and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So that was a very long cutscene, but we just finished that completely, finally. So now we have to go talk to Instructor Horwell. I'm just messing around. Let's see. Yep. If you shake the nunchuck, it actually makes you roll and stuff, so pretty cool. And, you know, it's like the other Zelda games. You hold down the Z button, you can backflip and, you know, strafe from side to side and stuff like that. Trying to get used to the controls again, because it's been a long time since I've played this game, so. Definitely gonna need that practice, man, when I'm going into hero mode. Shit's gonna be freaking difficult. Groos's bird was chasing after a feather fella. This is when they introduce you to Groos, but I'm actually not going to include that in this video. It's going to be in the next video, because we've already at the 30-minute mark. I'm going to actually pretty much save and turn it off at this point. This first video is mainly just an introduction to the tutorials and all that stuff. What I'm going to be, you know, doing in my playthrough here. Alright, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna talk to her one last time, see what she says. How long am I supposed to stand here waiting for a little chivalry? Everyone knows my loft wing is missing. Pippet, yeah, that's another one of the characters that you'll meet inside the academy. So, that's it for now. I'm gonna go save. Save the game, and okay, there we go. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was informative, and I hope you continue to watch this playthrough as I struggle to try to complete this game on hero mode. It's going to be definitely a challenge. So, yep. You know, thumbs up for Zelda, the franchise, and this game in general. It's a great game. It has an awesome storyline and beautiful music and soundtracks and stuff. And I can't wait to you know, play it and figure out all the new dialogue cutscenes and stuff in hero mode and get on with that stuff. So, anyways, I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.